Not the easiest thing to talk about after that, but you've been really resilient this year. Had a tough game the other night. What did you think of the effort tonight coming off that tough game?
Well, I'm very proud of our group, playing all the way to the end. And, unfortunately, gave up four third period goals again. It's not easy trying to defend, but, you take Jack Browdy, Kevin Heath, Asadori, and Paris, it's really starting to catch up to us as far as the older players that lead the way not being in the lineup.
For sure, yeah. Overall discipline might have been a problem tonight. What do you think about that?
I think it's a fully loaded question. I didn't think we got the same calls that they got. I thought a lot of the calls that went against us were very soft. And as hard as we were working, I thought we worked hard enough to generate more. So I thought there was a disparity in what was the standard, which is probably where a lot of the frustration. 3 for 5, and I mean three calls in the third period to 0. And it's really frustrating, especially when you get a tandem that cannot communicate that effectively. So without calling out any specifics on the referees, I didn't think it was the same standard from one team to the other, and that was a sense of frustration for us.
I bet. Now, second period, I thought you played really well. What did you see in the second that was different maybe from earlier and later?
I think we found a jam, a little bit of confidence where we came on when we started scoring a few goals, and we executed on our opportunities. We had a lot. When we hit the net, we find ways to score, and that's something that we need to do more of. But, defensively, we got to find a way to clamp it down. And dead last on the penalty kill in this league. I mean, it's an Achilles heel for us right now.
Yeah, sure. In your losses, you're giving up way too many goals, and where the other games you're not. And do you think that's a bit odd where on the losses, like the goals are way up, and when you win, they're not? And it's a bit of an inconsistency there, right?
Well, I think the mathematics work out pretty good there. Yeah. When we lose, we give up a lot of goals. Yeah. When we win, we don't. And it's an understanding where it's got to be defense first. And through 40 minutes, we played a hell of a defensive game and only gave up one 5-on-5 goal, a bad break against the fourth line. But in that third period, I mean, too many power plays and their skill took over, and we scored 3, which should be enough. But on the penalty kill, we've talked about it. We didn't get the puck out, and it's in the back of our net. And again, another goal on the back. I thought it should have been 100% interference on the call. That's one of those that didn't go our way, and it's in the back of the net. And at that point, the game is over.
Absolutely, great. As far as guys come back, do we know what he got for
2 games?
He got 2? Okay. And what about us? Crete didn't play in the third, or did he?
Crete injured, Browdy injured, Asadorian injured, Paris injured. A lot of injuries, a lot of guys.
Yeah. Now, that's something the team is going to go through, right, during the year, and it's not easy. So how do you battle through that? Do you just really simplify things and dumb it down, or how can you do that? It's not easy.
No, it's not easy. Yeah. I mean, you got guys that started on the fourth line that are now playing on the first line. Yeah. You got guys on the third line that are full-time second-line guys, and you got guys who are out of the lineup and trying to fill in. I mean, everybody's trying to play up. So, how do you fast-track your development to turn a third-line guy into a second-line guy, a fourth-line guy into a first-line guy? And the easy answer, or the simple answer, is that you can't. You just got to put up with the pain and wait for those guys to come back, unless you've got players waiting in the wind or trades, which we don't right now. So, I mean, this is what we have, and this is what our expectation is. We're very young up front. First-year player on the first line, first-year player on the second line, second-year player on the first and second. I mean, we are very, very young when you take away Kevin, Asadorian, and Paris up front, and almost feels like what we had last year as far as the depth goes up front, just based on the youth that we have with those guys out.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, Coach, I mean, with all those guys out of the lineup, you saw a few guys step up. Zada scored. You saw Mike Levin finally get on the board there. How much are you hoping that kind of sparks him going forward? Because as you just mentioned, you need those depth guys to be able to step up for you with everybody out right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, the goals got to come from somewhere. I mean, Rubric seems to score a goal every single game. Zada's been heating up, which is good. But, I mean, Levin now 3 goals in 20-plus games. I mean, we need him to be the goal scorer that he was last year because, we're not getting it from the other guys right now. So, I mean, with Kevin out and Asadorian out and Paris out and, our leading point getter on the back end out, I mean, some other guys need to step up in the worst way. And we can't outscore our issues, so they got to become defensive stuff first.
You put Wysick up there on the top line with with Rubrick and Loshko in that third period. You have the extra defenseman, so you have that luxury. But what did you like of throwing Wysick up there as a defenseman on the first line?
Well, I didn't like anything about it. He's a really good defenseman. He was playing on our top pairing. The second I took him off our top pairing, they scored 3 goals, but we only had 8 regular forwards after Crete was injured. So I was trying to come up with something right there. Ideally, Andrew Wysick's never played forward. We want him to play D. He was our top pairing without Jack out, but I think he was the only one capable offensively enough to play with our top pairing. So we're trying to take a square peg and fit it into a round hole right now, and it just didn't work out for us tonight.
Now, what's the outlook going into next week? You got a tough 3-3. You know you're going to be without Kevin for that first game against Sioux. It's your first time losing back-to-back games this year. So what are you expecting from the week of practice and how you want to see these guys respond here?
Well, it's tough. We've got to make sure that we have enough guys for practice. That's a big thing here, just based on injuries, and we'll see what we have. So, saying it right now after the game is going to be tough to predict. Regroup on your day off and, see the few numbers that we have up front and try to make the most out of it come next weekend.
Thanks, Coach. See you next week.
Thank you.